Hello, people. It's your boy Hussam back again with another Rival Fan podcast. As you can see from the title, Arsenal in the relegation zone and Tottenham top of the table. Mind the gap. Mind the gap. Listen, you can't get any worse if you're an Arsenal fan. Unless your name is Maitland-Niles, man has been held in captivity at the Arsenal training ground. Listen, honest to God, poor lads just trying to get out, just trying to play some football, just trying to get out of the relegation zone. And the only way he knows is by leaving that absolutely toxic club. And we're going to discuss that, of course. But as always, we will be discussing all the other action in the Premier League, including the return of the king. CR7 has come home. Listen, we're going to obviously touch upon that. I know the rival fans are sat there bantering. I couldn't give two shits personally. I know Kojo and me were almost crying this time last week, but it is what it is. We're smiling now. We're smiling with, some people might be happy with, some people might not be happy with. And of course, we will be covering Liverpool and Chelsea. Sadly, the Chelsea contingent cannot make it. But of course, the homie, as always, Hussam has shown his face. Hussam, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Just ate 2 packs of spicy noodles, so my tongue is burning, and I'm good to go, man. I'm ready, man. The burn, the flames are like in my mouth right now. So this is why I have a fish tank of water ready to drink, and I'm just, I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Listen, Hussam, I don't think you need anything to get you going, especially when it's regarding Arsenal Football Club. Man has got a vendetta for that club, as we all know, from the past few weeks. As always, if you're joining us, make sure you get comments in. I want to hear from you guys, right? We want to be as interactive as possibly can, but I can't do that because all the conversation is you lot talking to each other. So get your comments in, get your questions in. Make sure you slap a like and obviously subscribe to the channel if you are new. Without further ado, going to introduce to you guys our regulars, the homies from 3 in midfield. As always, they have just done a podcast prior to coming on. So make sure you check that out as well. Show them love. Make sure you subscribe to their channel. The homies, the day ones, and obviously Xavi and Iniesta, or sometimes Iniesta, Busquets. I don't know what they're going to be known as, but all I know is Cahil and Kojo are in the building. Boys, how we doing?
All good, man. All good. Kill.
Let's start the show, innit?
Okay, anyways, without further ado, as Kayla said, Lawless will be joining us very shortly. You can tell us about how they're fighting for the Champions League spot very shortly. But nevertheless, let's start with the only team that has not got a point. The only team that has not scored a goal. The only team without a W, of course. In fact, there's a few of them, but you get the point. Arsenal Football Club. I mean, I said to Kale before we came on the show, it's gotten to the point now that I feel like I'm bullying Arsenal fans because they can't do it. They can't send anything back to us. I mean, even as a Man United fan, okay, they'll say, "Oh, you have not won the title in 4 years." I'll be honest with you. If it was between the FA Cup or finishing where we've done the last 4 years compared to where you lot are right now, I'll take my United position hands down. Not only are our positions being consistently better, but the team is night and day. You've got Aubameyang, right, and Pepe and Lacazette doing this against West Brom because they scored against the C team in midweek. And then when it comes to the Premier League, these mans can't even register a shot. Like, it's absolutely embarrassing. Xhaka, red card. I mean, there's so much to unpack here. I don't even know where to start. I don't know if I should let Kale speak first or if I should let Hussam speak first, because if Hussam speaks, Kale's probably not going to know the tone. So Kale, will come to you first. Kale, I mean, the Maitland-Niles story as well that we've just seen as well just adds extra fuel to the fire, really. What are your thoughts, my guy?
During the week, I kind of defended the praise that the Arsenal fans were giving this team that beat, as you said, the C team 6-0, West Brom C team. That is. And you kind of backfired at me, and I was like, "No, I'm not taking it. It was a positive move. It's confidence building." Today, I get it. I get it.
We tried to tell you, bro.
You did try, and I refuse to listen. I do that all the sometimes with Arsenal. I just refuse to listen because that was actually. It's not even worse than embarrassing. I don't know if there is something worse than embarrassing.
Bro, you have 3% possession for a 15-minute period. 3%.
They had 80% possession. I think that's since stats have been created. That's the highest ever recorded since stats have been being taken. So that take with that what you will, man. We had 5 defenders playing, and we couldn't defend. Like that third goal where Edison just passes it straight through the middle of everybody. Like, how embarrassing can you be? And then and then Gabriel Jesus gets like 6 touches or 10 touches or however many touches he wants in our 6-yard area. 6-yard area. Come on now, man. Come on now. Like, it's getting to the point where the job is untenable. It's actually untenable for Arteta. He needs to go. If he had any pride, he would have left by now, and he would have taken Steve Round. I was about to say Steve Ball, but he sacked Steve Ball for Steve Round. So boy, he needs to take Steve Round out as well. He came in with this energy of it's my way or the highway, and to everybody's amazement, they thought, oh, that's good. That's what Arsenal need. They need a stern, steady hand. They need some steel leading this line. Everything's backfired, like everything. He told Saliba to F off to League One. Oh, Liga. And he's playing.
League One is where you'll end up in a bit.
Maybe. But he's playing Sai Kolasinac. My guy was. I'm not
gonna lie, you know.
They were about to terminate his contract this week, and he's playing against Manchester City in our biggest game of the season this year. So far,
That's
anyway.
Not your biggest game of the season. Your biggest game is Norwich. After I was about to say.
I said so far. Relax, please.
I'm happy you call yourself. But listen, like for me personally, you sort of touch upon Arteta quickly before we go into the individual areas because we could be all night. I mean, talking about some of the catastrophes within that team. But you said his job is unattainable, so obviously you want him to get sacked, so to speak. I disagree personally. I think that. You know, you spend 130 million now. I don't know banner aside. You spend 130 million, right? You can't sack him after 3 games. I mean, the first game, okay, fair enough. The first game's the only game, right, that you can sit there and say that's unacceptable. It shouldn't be losing to Brentford. Chelsea, you were always going to lose. I mean, you kind of somewhat got battered. I mean, Murray got absolutely bullied. It is what it is. Second half, you were all right. The third game against Man City was, as you said, nothing short of embarrassing. But it's been like that for how many years? You guys always get slapped by Man City. It's like Adapt said actually himself. Obviously, as you guys know, Adapt from Never Foul. He said himself, you guys are like Burnley to us. Like Arsenal slapping you guys is a given. Like Norwich got slapped by Man City 5-0. I mean, I was trying to work out which Man City player to put in my fantasy football team because I knew you guys. I knew deep down you're gonna get hammered. Obviously, my heart was saying, cheeky 1-1. But I think everyone knew deep down Arsenal were gonna get beat. I mean, your defending is so embarrassing. It's unreal. I mean, the first 12 minutes, right? I said I felt sorry for Arteta because there's no way he's coaching them to defend that ball. That first and second goal are absolutely pathetic. Somebody got punched in the face for the second goal or whatever it was, slapped, and the guy went down like a bitch. Like, what are you doing, bro? I can't imagine a Bonucci or Chiellini or Vidic or even a Van Dijk, like any of these bad man centre backs doing that. This guy's more occupied about his hair transplant than fucking keeping goals in, man. Bro, what is that?
To your point, though, and to a degree, I agree. I can't believe he paid for that. He paid. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. But to your point,
that, James. Oh my god.
There's a part of me that feels sorry that he doesn't have Ben White or Gabriel in their defense. But I think the result's the same regardless. I feel like
you're missing. Right, Liverpool had the luxury of they're missing their main players X, Y, and Z, and obviously we don't need to go into that combo. We know Hussam's got a point there, but you guys have not got Gabriel, right? You've not got Ben White. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm playing devil's advocate. You not got Gabriel. You not got Ben White, which is quite clearly your 2 centre backs, right? We know that for sure. Then you haven't got Thomas Partey again. I suppose it's kind of Arteta's fault that he's not fit because he keeps overplaying him. Well, I mean, he keeps playing him when he's injured, basically. When
he's not fully fit.
Yeah, exactly. So he keeps getting him injured. So them 3 in particular would have made a massive difference. Let's be real. Like them 3 in particular, I think, to be honest with you, he should get sacked. But I just wanted to say, Hussam, what are your thoughts, man? Like, Arteta quite clearly is out of his depth, but it would be nice to see him just like let him stay for a bit longer and jump in. Let him see if he can actually get Arsenal relegated, so they can stop saying we're the only team left to get relegated. But yeah, also might just sit on the.
Even if we get relegated, we're the only team with a gold Premier League title.
Congratulations, you can take that to the championship now. Anyway, the thing is with Arsenal, like, can you even banter them anymore? Like, it's just like I don't even know what to say about these guys. How can you have 3 Premier League games, score 0 goals, concede 9 goals, and you do realize there was a period in time in that game, Osman, where it's even worse. There was a period in time where they had 3% possession in 10 minutes. Do you realize like how shit you have to be to have 3% possession? Do you realize how low 3% possession is? Basically, if we played for 100 minutes, they're going to have the ball for 3 minutes only. And Man City were going to have the ball for 97 minutes. That's how bad 3% possession is. Listen, Arsenal are just dreadful at the moment. And there's one thing that makes it all so much worse for Cahill, is I don't really think he gets sacked. Like, people are like, Arteta out, blah, blah. Congratulations, but he's not going to get sacked. I think the board have backed him so much. They clearly like him a lot. I don't know why, but they like him a lot. I think, like, for you to get Arteta sacked, you probably need to lose against Norwich and Burnley, which is impossible. So you're obviously going to beat Norwich, possibly beat Burnley as well. And then it's same old, man. Same old. Then you'd have 6 points, etc. And people would be like, oh, we need to calm down a bit. And they wouldn't sack him. So I think Arteta is here to stay, to be honest. That's from the non-banterous side. From the banterous side, I did a watch-along for Arsenal Man City, and I was stupid enough to actually go like, look, Man City might not be at their best. Arsenal might get a draw. And Arsenal were absolutely incredible for 2 minutes and 45 seconds in that game. They were absolutely phenomenal for the first 3 minutes. They were incredible. And watching Arsenal with Arteta, it's just like, bro, like, how are you a football manager? Like, if all 4 of us right now sat down and made a team for Arsenal to take on Man City, we'd make a better team than he would. And I said, look, for you to play against City, you need 5 at the back. You need 4 in front of them. Just be compact. Just try to shithouse a result. If I spoke to Cahill today and they just lost 1-0 to Man City, but they parked the bus, they gave it their all, they tried, blah, 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 they tried to shithouse, and it didn't happen, then he'd be like, okay, we only lost 1-0, they're the champions, blah, 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 it's okay, we gave it our all. But then you can't lose. There's a way to lose as well. There's a way to lose and there is a way to not lose. Arsenal fans were sat in the stands singing, you're nothing special, we lose every week. Arsenal Football Club.
They cheered the
Arsenal Football Club. The 3rd biggest club in England are singing, you're not special, we lose every week. That to me is not acceptable whatsoever. And exactly what Usman said, they were celebrating Rodri's goal as well. Like, now is the fan base as well moving like a relegation contender? Like, that's what I'd expect Brentford to sing at Anfield, not Arsenal to sing away at City. So it's just, these things, honestly, at this point, like, it's just sad. It's not even funny anymore. It's literally just sad.
It's not sad. I won't go that far, but it's. I would never say it's sad because, like, for me personally, I've seen so many videos of Arsenal fans absolutely berating Man United because we finished 6th and they finished 5th. Like that was an achievement. I mean, it's in my memory without a shadow of a doubt. At the end of the day, for me personally, it's just Arsenal are out the depth. Like, in terms of, the edu, in terms of the board, in terms of the manager, in terms of the players, there's so much people out of their depth. It's like when you throw kids into a situation where it's like sink or swim. The whole team, the whole manager, everything, everyone's sinking, basically. I think with the players, though, I must say that, all your players that you had on the pitch worse than what Spurs had when they beat City. I don't think they are. So you have to look at the managers just like a point of, like, in terms of it's just black and white. Like, is Nuno a better manager than Arteta? Of course, it's early days.
Yes, 100%.
I would say I think Nuno's massively disrespected, and I said that consistently from the start. But the point being is, Arsenal's team is nowhere near as bad as it is. I know a lot of people will go on and say, Arsenal should be a mid-table team, but I still think that squad's good enough to get top 6. I know Hussam said 5th. And obviously, at the point he said that on the fact that the sack Arteta.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm just pulling the leg. I know.
Make sure you got the asterisks in there. There's an asterisk.
If they sack Arteta.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you have that because last season I said Chelsea would get 3rd when Lampard gets sacked. I said that in the actual prediction video.
Yeah.
I said when Lampard gets sacked, Chelsea will get a proper manager and come to it. And it means the same for Arsenal. When they eventually sack this bum at some point during the season, Arsenal probably look like a half decent team, and people will start to be a bit more positive regarding the situation. But until then, I'm going to enjoy the ride. So long may it continue. Kojo, thoughts, my guy? Obviously I know Cahil's your boy, but come on, man, these guys are taking the piss.
They just at this point, I think Arteta self-sabotaging without noticing that he's self-sabotaging.
Oh my God, look at this question from you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. I also saw another comment as well about what do you call it? The Amazon documentary. Someone said Amazon are trying to negotiate another deal for a new season.
I can guarantee hands down that would be the most watched All or Nothing in history.
Oh,
absolutely.
Because every single football fan is watching that. It doesn't matter who you support. You're watching that to see all these moments.
I cannot wait. I can't wait for that excitement when they're doing this. Not after the 6-0. And then they just come back down.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. But
how do you think the locker room is gonna be after yesterday, like on the documentary? Like it's just gonna be like
vibes, innit? Oh, don't worry. They'll cut to the training ground where they're banging top bins every 2 seconds.
Bro, I love it. I love it when they do that. No matter they show like Fred making successful passes in training. I mean, I've never seen it on the pitch, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, Kojo, Arsenal man, talk to me, my guy.
Yeah, firstly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't agree that the team has enough quality to finish in the top 6. I don't see it. I don't know where this quality is.
I'm including Partey in that, by the way. And I'm also including. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm also including Guendouzi because a normal manager would play him, and I'm also including Saliba in that as well because I think Saliba and Guendouzi. Let's say 3-5-2, yeah. Because let's Saliba, Gabriel and Ben White as a defensive 3 with Partey and Guendouzi in front of them. It's not even that bad. Like it's not great, but
it's not bad at all. But the reality is, some of the guys that you mentioned have been sent off away from the game already.
Yeah, and they got team of the week, man.
Ben White had a horrible game against Brentford, so that's even one. That's an awful start on his side. Partey is a good player, but he's either consistently injured or going to Yam Carnival. So I mean, like, look, for me, it's not a case of that Arsenal don't have the players to do so. It's that the players that have to do these things are either not in favour or they're already at the club. Saliba's gone, Willock's gone, Guendouzi's gone. Guendouzi don't even want to come back. He's on loan. He don't want to come back. Saliba probably don't want to come back right now under this manager.
Until until Arteta goes, they're not coming back.
Absolutely. Maitland-Niles wants to. Have you ever heard of a footballer go on their Instagram story and say, "I'm begging you"?
Oh my God!
Can we talk about Maitland-Niles? That was my next topic, Kojo. Can we just talk?
Let's go there. Let's go there.
What are your thoughts?
That's a madness.
Bro,
that's a madness. You're a footballer employed by a club. You're literally adding your club on your story saying you want to leave. Bro, I've never seen that my entire life.
Club as well. It's not like it's some shit team.
He tagged them as well, Usman. He tagged is like at Arsenal. I want to like.
Oh, did he tag him as well?
Yeah, he
tagged Arsenal. Yeah, he tagged Arsenal in it.
He tagged Arsenal in the thing. He tagged Arsenal in the story, bro. That's what
we've been hearing mixed stories about Maitland-Niles about he wants to play right back, he wants to play centre mid, or he doesn't want to play here, or he doesn't want to play here. The fact that he's gone onto his story and let it be known that his club has rejected a move away because he's so desperate to go somewhere where he knows he's going to play football, that's pathetic on Arsenal's side because there's no employee under that club that should be able to go on their social media and practically beg publicly to let me go. That tells you how bad things are at Arsenal right now. That's as simple as it gets. Maitland-Niles, firstly, at right back, actually performed well for Arsenal. That's the first one.
Consistently.
Secondly.
He should have played more yesterday, by the way.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He should have. He would have been defensively 100 times better than whoever the fuck played.
Cedric, come on.
And that's scary because Cedric is actually a natural fullback. And he's starting in central midfield, Maitland-Niles. And the thing is, on that, Maitland-Niles probably would have performed better in central midfield if that's the position he wants to play than the other two, because one got stupidly sent off, and the other one, Odegaard's not a central midfielder anyway. So you can't.
Here's the thing: Here's the thing about the whole Maitland-Niles wanting to play centre mid. He's come out. I think it was in an article with the Athletic stating that he's not asked this season to play centre mid. He's begged them to play him right back.
There you go.
So if he's begging you to play him right back, play him right back.
And
he's better than the other two you have anyway.
He's much better.
Exactly. And if you're
Much
not
better.
gonna
He can even play left back as well. Man.
And if you're not going to use him there, and you're not going to play games consistently, and the team is offering him the chance to play games consistently, let him go. We should even be
I take him. I know this might sound crazy, but I would take him.
Everybody
I
would
take Maitland-Niles as backup right back. Tomorrow I'd take him. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Sam, we look at footballers sometimes, right? And we're like, why would you be happy to collect a wage on the bench? Surely you want to play. And this is a player that's telling you, let me go and play. Apparently, he's even alone. So it could be more like, let me go out there and prove myself to you. That because you can tell me that now. Suppose he loves Arsenal. Firstly, it might not be proving a point to Arteta, but it might be proving a point to say like I'm an Arsenal player. Let me go and prove at Everton, show my quality in the same league and the same division as you. Then come back and show that I can play in this position. You're not doing that. If you're not going to give him minutes consistently, you should be happy that players come to you and say, "I want to play games. I want to play minutes." That's good for your career. Go out there at such a young age, go out there and play your football. What you're doing is holding him hostage. You're holding him back from essentially improving his game. He's going to remain stagnant. The guy needs the move. He really needs to move because
he doesn't. He needs to play. And this is
that's why.
This is why I can't. This is why Arteta gets it wrong every single time for me. You can't send out Saliba on loan.
Kill, your mic does echo. It's not gorgeous.
Is it mine?
Yeah, it's yours. I don't know why.
Now it's good. Try speaking now.
Boom. Anyway, you can't send out Saliba.
Sure, you already missed
You should have gone to 5.
I should have gone 5. Anyway, you can't send out Saliba on loan and keep Kolasinac, Rob Holding, and whoever. It doesn't matter. They're all dead. Dead. Why is it back?
I don't know. Honestly,
Kojo, I think it's you, by the way. It's your echo back because I can hear it. Can you hear it, Kojo?
You're on
He's
mute.
on mute. Okay,
all right, he's on mute now, and it's gone. Okay. I've lost the flow. You can't keep sending these players out. You can't send Guendouzi out and tell me that Xhaka is better than him. You can't tell me that who else has been in his side? It's absolute dross.
Saliba,
Xhaka, Willox,
and Lenny. Willock,
Lenny's there. You can't tell me Willock.
I thought Lenny should have played against City as well. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hey, he came on and he had a shit show, so I don't know about that one.
No. I think if he started with 11 men, he'd have been better than Xhaka. Deadass.
But is that a high bar to set though? Like, come on now. It's like Xhaka on Xhaka as well. How many times? And he's vice captain again. He is vice captain. If Aubameyang gets injured or gets COVID again, how many COVID outbreaks in this team are there going to be as well? Ben White, Aubameyang, fucking Lacazette. How are they all getting COVID?
No,
They're out partying.
They did not have COVID. I'm sorry. There's no way Aubameyang, right? I know I'm not an expert, but Aubameyang and Lacazette did not have COVID. These mother lovers have come back like a Terminator within 1 week. Bro, apparently they had COVID for the game that they missed, which was Brentford, and they've come back a week later. Bro, that's bullshit.
Absolute
Every single
bullshit.
person that's had COVID, not one athlete has come back the game after. Not one. Because all of them are struggling with the stamina. Because obviously you got to build it back up. Obviously it affects your lungs and whatnot. That is a complete like Aubameyang just come and score, and Lacazette's doing that after he's had COVID apparently 4 days prior. Bro, come on, man. It's bullshit. There was obviously an issue behind the scenes with Arteta because they probably said this guy's a prick. And obviously I can't blame them at the same time. But like Ben White's not got COVID. He's still thinking about fucking his potential game against Lukaku. Man just got bullied by Tony. So fuck Lukaku. I seen what happened to Mari. I am playing again. Ben White is completely bullshit. He's not got COVID. I mean, if he has got COVID, good on him, mate, because it's happened at the right time. Because he would have held 5 as well, because he's shit. Like, what difference would he have made? I mean, we've signed Champions League around for less than him. I mean, it's an absolute joke. Like, you guys have bought players, right? You can say what you want about it, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. But you're bored as well. I've spent 140 million on nothing, or whatever it is, 130 million. Who have you bought? People are saying, I've heard Arsenal fans saying, that 130 million is well spent. We bought Lakonga, Tavares, players for the future. You don't need players for the future. You need players for the now. You've got players in Smith Rowe, Niles, fucking, what's the name, Saka, Balogun. You've got youth in that squad. The issue is you've got too much bloody youth. That's the problem. You've got no experience. That under Wenger used to have an average age of 23, 24, and that was the Achilles heel. Because as everyone said, when the going got tough, Arsenal were like jelly babies, that they had no backbone. That was the thing with Arsenal. And that's the same thing. We're going to touch on Ronaldo, but the issue with Ronaldo is the reason I'm happy with Bayern because we don't have a backbone either. But we don't have a backbone. Kojo will tell you. Our players are bitches. We bottled how many semi-finals? Okay, Ronaldo, he could be part of, bottling semi-finals as well. But that guy's not going to accept that shit. These ones are happy. They'll go home to the houses. And that's the issue with Arsenal. And that's the issue with Arteta. Arteta has no authority over these players because these ones don't give two shits if Arteta is telling, why the fuck is Partey out on some carnival with Pepe? If your mother lovers are injured, fucking get back in the gym and rehab, bro. What bullshit is that? Bro, these ones have barely played. You've lost 3 games and they're out partying. It just takes the piss. Like, for me personally, it's an absolute shambles. Arteta clearly out of his depth, but some of the players are taking the piss out of Arsenal. I can't even name you maybe like 3 players that deserve to wear that shirt, and they're all young lads. There's no one else. Aubameyang, fair play to him. He's done well for Arsenal. I'm not going to knock him. But now he's taking liberties at the club. It's as simple as that. I saw what Adam McCullough said, and I completely agree with him. You've got Smith Rowe, right? You've got Odegaard, you've got Saka, and you've got other kids on the pitch. They look at the fucking captain. They're 2-0 down. This mother lover sat there crying to himself. Bro, fucking step up, mate. Tell the players, yo, we got to fucking step up. This guy's feeling sorry for himself. You're on 350 grand a week, bro. He sat there with his shoulders slouched. His whole demeanor, bro, defeaters. Bro, it's not Arsenal Football Club, bro. Defeaters.
Man, you know what's crazy with every single player? With every single player you mentioned, I think 2 of those, Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka, are the only 2 in the entire Arsenal squad who could actually upgrade to a better team. I think the rest, that's actually their level.
I do rate Tyranny as well, I must say, although
I mean, you have
as good as people say. But he has got Tyranny as quality as well, I must say. I mean, I like his attitude as well. I mean, he tucks in his shirt. He's a hard man.
I knew that was coming.
I know Yusuf's in the chat. That was for you, Yusuf.
By the way, Chef Curry in your comment section knows exactly why Ben White caught COVID. He says it in the comment section.
The tanning salon.
Ben White caught COVID at the tanning salon.
Oh my God, legit. It's fucking. He probably did. Honest to God. Tyranny's
you see how Tandy looks like a model, I swear.
Honest to God, it is what it is. But listen, let's move on from them.
Move on, bro. The dead horse.
On Arsenal, and we got to cover practically every team that's relevant. I suppose Arsenal aren't really, but it is what it is. Anyways, let's move on to Liverpool against Chelsea. Obviously, I'm going to take the Chelsea's perspective in this conversation because I hate Liverpool, as we all know. And thankfully, we've got Hussam to give that ever presence. But yeah, listen, let's start with you, Kojo. First and foremost, I know you will be doing an analytical review on this on the Wednesday, but 1-1. What are your thoughts on this one?
For the first 43 minutes of the game, Chelsea had Liverpool looking very average. They looked very, very good, Chelsea, to be fair to them, in my opinion. I think as soon as that red card happened and Liverpool equalised, I was thinking, yep, here we go. This is going to be a very peak day at Anfield. You know what's coming? Salah's about to run riot. It's going to be crazy. But I think what we have to take from that second half is, despite going down to 10 men, they showed the resilience. What they did was limit Liverpool to long-range shots. Essentially, making sure that if you concede one, it's going to be one hell of a worldie. And they made sure that Mendy was able to make saves that he should be making. And they made Liverpool look, I'll say, toothless up top. I mean, you know the quality they've got. Mohamed Salah's quality. Mane, when he's in form, quality. Firmino, I think Hussam has the same opinion as all of us on here about Firmino. But
I'm hating more than us, to be fair.
Probably. But no, look, at the end of the day, it's definitely a big point gained for Chelsea, because that proves something of a point in the season that, okay, when they go into these games, if they do have a tough situation like that, when they go down to 10 men against a team of that quality, of that level, they can come out looking unscathed, looking good. The decision to bring on Thiago Silva was brilliant, and then later on Kovacic was also a brilliant decision to come on as well. I think it was just very smart from Tuchel, and I wouldn't say Klopp was rattled. I don't think he was rattled by it, but I think he was again very upset that they didn't really open up, because he knows that when teams don't. I mean, you are a former European and league champion in the last 3 years, so you can't expect a team to go down to 10 men and say, "Yeah, well, we're going to approach the game the same way." It's impossible. With that quality, you can't allow that to happen. So, well, big point game for Chelsea, and it's Liverpool going to look at that and they're going to be like, we have to do a lot better than that. So, yeah, good point for Chelsea, and Liverpool just needs to do a little bit better than they did on the weekend.
Yeah, Hussam, I'll pass over to you. Obviously, I know you're very vocal after the game. First and foremost, you called it right in terms of the Lukaku thing, so got to give credit where it's due on that one. You know, fair play to you. You stuck your neck out on the line. You know, you took cojones.
I told you about that guy in big games. I mean,
Kojo, you know from the WhatsApp group, I can't say anything because apparently I got an agenda, so I'm happy you said it. So it is what it is, isn't it? But look, you stuck your neck out the line. And you was completely right first and foremost. So we've got to give credit where it's due there. Hussam, I'm just going to give you the floor. What did you make of it? I know you were very vocal after the game.
Kojo, I just want to ask you a question. Are you a United fan again, or are you still support West Ham? Just out of curiosity.
Both.
Because you guys drew this weekend, so I don't know if we're gonna go to the West Ham section. Anyway, we'll talk
about them. Don't worry.
He was at the game, I think, if I'm not wrong.
He was, yeah.
I think with Liverpool, I'm not disagreeing with Kojo whatsoever. What he said there is factual. It's definitely 1 point gained for them, 2 points dropped for us. If it was the reverse role, and it was a point at Stamford Bridge, a point at the Etihad, those two stadiums, I always say I take a draw away at them. The rest, I feel like we have a better team and we should win. I think with the Chelsea situation, like, I know this might sound crazy, but we were always gonna find it harder to play against 10 men than 11, because with 11 men, Chelsea would have probably attacked, leaving spaces, which is exactly what Kojo said, because like they wouldn't have played as tight and compact and stuff. But it's still embarrassing to not score against Chelsea in 45 minutes. I think Klopp's decisions in the game questionable. The fact Thiago did not come on at halftime, I said this to Usman as well, he should have come on at halftime. Maybe even a player like Oxlade-Chamberlain coming on, whoever, like just try something different. And it was just a very frustrating 45 minutes. I think like from a negative perspective, a few of the problems we had last season are showing up again, aka Mane, Firmino, like they're not playing at the level they used to. But the very massive positive is, and I think all three of you can completely agree with what I'm about to say, is Van Dijk and Matip. Now, even if we just push Matip to the side, you guys as well were worried at the start of the season about Van Dijk. I told you guys he's a very high IQ player. He'd probably win 90% of his battles just based on IQ. And I think he proved it against Chelsea. He had 100% aerial duels won, 100% ground duels won as well. So he performed very, very well. Matip was very good as well. So from a defensive perspective, we were very good. And Trent, by the way, I think now, if I come on the show ever again and anyone says Trent can defend, after the improvement you've seen with your own eyes for the first 3 games, we're gonna have to have a conversation, guys. Because now you see how Trent has improved massively as a defender now. I think like, go ahead.
No, I don't think he has. Like I don't know what's making you say that he's improved massively. Like I thought he had a game. I thought the game that he had defensively was just a standard fullback, like for performance, so to speak. I don't think
it's also.
I didn't look at him and think, oh, that was absolutely phenomenal. Do you get what I mean? That's what I would expect someone from Trent.
No, I'm not saying it's a defensive performance. I'm saying he improved defensively.
I don't think he's as bad. I think this is the problem with Trent, right? People make it out like he's a lot worse than he actually is defensively. He's not as bad as people say he is. He's not the best out of, obviously, Wan-Bissaka and arguably James as well, but obviously that's up for debate. But he's not elite defensively. That's the thing. His strengths are going.
Yeah, he isn't elite.
Which is the modern footballer. So for me personally, I would rather have a Trent in my team anyways, because you've got players to cover him anyway. So it's never really been an issue for me, this whole Trent thing. But I just think defensively he can get exploited, as he's done in the past. Fair play to him, he had a good game, like you said.
No, but he's improved. He has improved though from a defensive
I think
perspective.
it's too early to say that. That's what I'm going.
I think 3 games in, I can tell he's actually improved defensively. I really like it.
What's happening?
Yes, Lawless.
Hi, Dan.
How's it going, guys? How's it going? Yeah, so I haven't made it home yet, but I thought let me not flop. So I thought let me just jump on. I'm still in Hackney.
Jeez,
but hopefully the sound's not terrible or anything. If it is, then you know. But I thought let me see what happens.
Nah, it's good. It's good.
I mean, it's better than Kojo, so you're doing something.
Oh.
I'm joking. But yeah, Lawless, we're just talking about Liverpool and Chelsea, man. What did you make of the game? Obviously, you know, 1-1 being the final score. We will, of course, talk about the penalty decision, although I think most of us probably agree with the outcome of it. You know, what did you make of the performance, and who do you think's benefited most from that result?
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't get to see the full game. We've got to see bits and pieces, and obviously Chelsea, like, obviously frustrated Liverpool. You know, I mean, what they're supposed to do when they go 10 men down, but they've shown that's what Tuchel can do. Like, they done it to us last season, yeah, where they can, if they want to shut up shop, they can shut up shop. And I think because they're such this expensive team, everyone thinks like, oh yeah, they can't be like basically like Big Sam-esque, but they can. And they've shown that they have the ability to do that. I thought the red card was an iffy one, but I thought it's the way he moves his arm towards the ball after it hits it. You know what I mean? Like at first you're thinking, okay, his arm's not in an unnatural position and it sort of takes a deflection, but he sort of swings his arm weirdly afterwards. I don't know why he did that because it already sort of got blocked. He might have got away with it if he didn't do that, if he didn't make that exaggerated movement. So it's a shame because I would have loved to have seen what had happened 11v11 in that game, because then we would have got a better idea of, okay, where Chelsea are and where Liverpool are in terms of quality. But yeah, we'll have to find out as the games go on.
Yeah, I think for me personally, it's an absolute no-brainer. Red card penalty without a doubt. I mean, for me, James has got it completely wrong. As you said, it's echoing again. I don't know whose mic it is. Kojo's maybe.
It's Dan's mic.
Oh, is it Dan's? Oh, is it Dan's?
Is it me? Is it me? I'm mute.
Yeah, just mute up.
Yeah, you're bottling it just like your club. Anyway.
Oh, God. Obviously, you know, those bubbles and bottle jars. But anyways, we'll get to that at some point. But yeah, look, for me personally, with the whole Chelsea thing, I think it was definitely handball, and it was definitely a red card. I think it was an absolute no-brainer. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Chelsea, though, the way they sort of, in particular, Tuchel, man. I thought Liverpool were going to batter him. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, you know, 1-0, 1-1, in fact, obviously, because Salah scored. I think Liverpool, for me, I had to go for the win there. And I think the major issue for me, if I was a Liverpool fan, he didn't make any substitutions like at half time, which absolutely blowed my mind. I was expecting it to be a part of the buzz on the counter attack, and Chelsea hardly offered anything in the break because they couldn't really get anyone up there next to Lukaku. When he did get the ball, he didn't really have any options. It was Mount, and Mount's decision making was absolutely shocking in that game for me personally. For most periods, when it really mattered, Mount was making the wrong choice, which of course will happen with younger players. But I just think Liverpool had to be a bit braver. He waited for like 60th minute, I think it was 65th, 70th minute to bring on Thiago, which I thought was a bit too late personally. I mean, as you mentioned, he didn't chuck on Chamberlain, could have went and chucked on an extra play. Even Minamino, I know Minamino hasn't done it in a Liverpool shirt, and you're probably going to laugh about that. But he's done fairly well at his loans at Southampton. He's come up with a goal. I mean, like we've seen with the Origi, like these guys contribute, and Lawless is just running for his bus as we speak, which is quality. I love it. I absolutely love it. The dedication, you love to say it. Honest to God, but like for me personally, Liverpool had to be a bit more adventurous. You had to make some more positive changes. And Lawless has made it in time. You love to say, oh, he hasn't.
He hasn't made it. Nope.
Missed it. There it goes.
Oh no.
All that running for nothing.
Absolutely devastated, man. Absolutely devastated. Just missing it. Just missing the balls.
Now I bottled that.
Oh God. Speaking of Kojo Cahil. No, I'm joking.
We're not bottling anything. We're bottom of the league. How can we bottle if we're bottom of the league?
Now, okay, give me your thoughts, and give me your thoughts on Chelsea and Liverpool. I kind of lost my train of thought because I was just watching him run for a bus. So I was a bit.
Yeah, same.
I completely lost what my point was. So if it sounded like I waffly, it's because I wasn't concentrating. Anyways, Gail, what are your thoughts, man? 1-1 final score. Who do you think's come out better in that one?
Chelsea easily. Liverpool were lacking adventure most times. I mean,
Millwall fans, absolutely.
I wouldn't run. I'd stand there and take them all on.
Oh, what a quality comment. Right, what you said. Oh, completely lost my train of thought. Kill, what you saying, man?
Yeah, they did like a bit of venture. I think, yeah. I mean, everybody said all the points, to be honest with you, but it comes down to options off the bench for Liverpool. I mean, if Oxlade-Chamberlain is exactly the player he was 2 years ago, injuries have kind of ruined his rise. Minamino did do well at Southampton, but I don't think he's got the jewels to play for Liverpool. Thiago as well, maybe. I mean, last season didn't exactly set the league on fire. He was injured a lot, but to come on against a Chelsea side that were parking the bus maybe a bit early, he does have the quality to unlock Chelsea, especially then. But everything was just a bit too late for Chelsea, for Liverpool. And Chelsea, good on them. It was a very good point, especially going out down to 10 men. I do have to say this though. I'm bringing it back to Arsenal, but Willian terminated his deal, so he's gone now.
Oh yeah, I know. I knew that earlier. Is that what you're showing us?
It's confirmed. It's confirmed now. So thank God for that.
Fair play to you. Got to respect it. Obviously, could have completely, took your wages, but he decided to go to a bigger club in Corinthians. I can't blame him. Yeah, look, here's for him. Oh, he was like, I don't fancy a relegation battle this season, lads.
Copa Libertadores, isn't it, man?
But listen, the last point I want to make before we move on is this game kind of sort of showing me why Liverpool won't win the league. I mean, I said it consistently throughout our previous videos, and again, people will say you're being biased. I mean, that's fair enough. If you wish to think this is biased, I don't think they might not win the league either, just to add. But the reason I don't think they'll win the league is because they've got absolutely no squad depth. I mean, I said this on a space. I don't think Hussam was in there, but I said this on a space. He played Harvey Elliott to show the board. We've got I have to rely on an 18-year-old in a big game. Yes, Harvey Elliott has shown in the previous games that he's got techers, he's got ability, and potentially he probably did warrant his start, I'm not going to lie. However, for me personally, if you speak to a club, I would imagine Harvey Elliott isn't his go-to player throughout the entire season. He wants to have an established player in there. You haven't replaced Gini Wijnaldum, which I think is absolutely pathetic. I mean, you've got players in there like Firmino, who's living off a 2-year stint. I mean, what he did 2 years ago. Mane just looks like his former self, as Hussam said on numerous occasions. Jota and Salah, the only two people that I really look at that team as a goal threat. I don't see anyone else really offering much goal threat consistently. Of course, Mane will pop in here and there, but we're talking about consistent. You need these guys to be consistent to win the title, as they did 2 years ago. And I don't think Firmino and Mane are those guys anymore. What have the board done? They've not replaced them with adequate replacements. They've still got Origi at the helm, which to me is absolutely it's ridiculous that he's still there. Oxlade-Chamberlain, I mean, he's an NHS patient. You've also got Keita. Him and Oxlade-Chamberlain's got matching beds. I mean, they've probably got their initials on the beds. They've been there for that many weeks. They never fit. They're not even options for me. It's that point Eric Bailly.
Man, this is the longest segue in history of segues.
I know, but what I'm saying is, it's that point Eric Bailly as a substitute, and you know he's not going to be fit for 90% of the season. So,
and speaking of Eric Bailly, let's move on to Man United.
Okay, let's move on to Man United. I just wanted to
that's the segue.
That's the segue.
Easy segue. 10 seconds, man.
No.
This guy just insulted all my players for a segue.
He was doing a Conway Twitty segue.
I have to stay on record. I want you to stay on record because I don't want people to say, well, you never said X, Y, and Z. I mean, I'm saying. Anyways, let's move on to Man United. Another fantastic performance. If you're not in, if you know anything about football, you would know that Man United played shit. But of course, we can't say that because Allians will probably come and kill me. So I'm going to allow the rival fans to talk about the matter. Man United won, Wolves nil, goal coming from the greatest star boy in the league. I mean, it's not even up for debate anymore. I'm happy people are finally realizing that Greenwood is the real star boy, but it is what it is. Hussam, we'll come to you first and foremost. It's only right, isn't it? What were your thoughts? I don't know if you watched the game or not, but what were your thoughts? I hope for your case you didn't watch it, but it was shocking.
I mean,
What did you?
I didn't watch it because I was outside, thank God, because if I stayed indoors, I would have watched it. But I decided to spend the day out with my family, which is 100% the correct decision to make after speaking to everyone. You know, according to a lot of people, United and non-United fans I've spoken to, and I've watched the highlights, obviously, I think like there will come a point in time where individual brilliance that Oli uses is not going to be good enough anymore, especially if you're going for the title, and that's eventually the many things that make the difference. I think Wolves, if it wasn't for Adama Traore's baby all just slipping the entire time, should have been like 2-0 up minimum. They had so many chances. De Gea had a very amazing double save as well. So like they had chances, but they couldn't score. And Wolves are, I just want them to get relegated. But anyway, with Wolves,
Oh,
they had so many chances to score. Kojo, when you can't go down like that. Like score a goal at least. End it at 1-1. Don't end it at 1-0 to Man United. And obviously, Mason Greenwood. I do disagree that he isn't the star boy. I think Foden, I'd still rather take Foden over him. Just given everything, I'd probably take Foden over him. But he is definitely in there. But with the level of football Man United play, like at this point, it just genuinely makes no sense whatsoever. Like with all the ballers you have on the pitch, the level of football produced, like if you argue, like if we're speaking to a Brighton fan now, the level of footballers they have is 10 times worse than the one you have, but they produce 10 times better football. So I just think like it just at this point, it just like United fans aren't even enjoying watching it. But from a Premier League perspective, 3 points, clean sheet, and we move. But it was a little bit lucky if we're being completely honest.
I mean, it was lucky we were losing 4-0, to be honest. I mean, that's where the luck came in. You were a bit kind to us 2-0. I'm not gonna lie. You were very kind to us. I mean, I don't even think Traore was the issue because he didn't miss the chances. Trincao missed a couple. I mean, Jimenez missed a couple. They were lining up for a few of them. I mean, it was absolutely baffling. Asais obviously missed that one. De Gea double save, outrageous. But he shouldn't be able to save the second one. He's got to put that in top corner, and it's literally 2 yards out. But that aside, man, the football from Man United is nothing short of embarrassing. I've said it time and time again. And Lawless, I want your thoughts. Oli is not the guy. You keep telling me, but Oli's doing X, Y, and Z. Bro, do you watch us play? Please.
Right. How many times did Man United under Fergie play terrible and still win? That's where people got the phrase, it's a sign of a good team if you can play shit and still win. And you're doing it like in a way. And look, let's see what happens once the transfer closes. He gets all of the players. He's going to get Ronaldo in. If you get that DM, look, you're getting Daniel James is getting sold for ridiculous money apparently. So you have to think that that money's going to get spent on a DM and complete the team. Maybe. I mean, look, we're only 2 games removed from that absolute destruction of Leeds. So, you know, we have to see how he does over 10 games, and we'll see, okay, how many crap performances versus good performances. But you still got the 3 points, and you got it over the line. And I know they could have had all the points, but look, I think Man United, they knew, the defenders knew Traore's end product is non-existent. They probably just let him go have a go. We'll get a goal kick. Like, it's what it is. But I will say this: if you guys don't look like winning anything in a few months' time, he has to go straight away. After all of these players you're getting in, if we're starting to get to November, December times, and it's looking like you ain't really neck and neck with whoever's at the top, or you ain't really pushing and looking impressive in the Champions League, then he has to go because these players need a top quality manager, big time. And I think did Zidane go back to Real Madrid, didn't he?
No, Ancelotti did.
It was. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, Ancelotti left there. But you've got Conte out there. So you've got Zidane out there. Zidane's available. Conte's available. I'd give him, a month or see how it goes, man.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, just to come back to your first comment, the reason why that comment is null and void for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the one regarding you play poorly and get a result, is because we play poorly for 80% of our games, and that's not even over exaggeration. I'm not exaggerating. I've done so many watch-alongs that have been 1-0 or 1-1 or 0-0 or whatever the scoreline, 2-1 to the opposition. I mean, and the people will say, oh, you're spoiled, you know, you came second. I understand that. Okay, I understand that we came second. It's about the points. Bro, Man United is more about the points. We're not a Tottenham Hotspur. We're not a Chelsea. Chelsea's been built on this sort of pragmatic football. Chelsea don't really care. Chelsea fans don't care about their football and style of play. They don't give a shit. If you speak to most Chelsea fans, they're not really bothered. They care more about the results, which is fair enough because, you know, under Jose Mourinho, you know, okay, although they played good football, but the first and foremost were hard to beat. That was always been their thing. They've always been difficult to beat. Man United, expansive football. Yes, we used to play on the counter under Fergie, and yes, we used to have games where we didn't play well, and I accept that. But the amount of games under Oli we look absolutely clueless and lost. We've just signed the most creative winger in the whole of the world, not even Europe, the entire world. And he looked like he's never played football in his life. And people are going to criticize Sancho. It is what it is. You can criticize him. I'm not really mad about his performance. I don't really care, to be honest. But the guy looked completely void of ideas. He didn't know if people were coming or going. He didn't know if he can pop the ball off to Luke Shaw. He didn't know if Luke Shaw's overlapping him. He didn't know if Pogba's going to help him. He didn't know if Bruno's going to come deep. He didn't have a clue what's going on. And he's on the bloody pitch. And I understand it's his first game. It's going to take time for him to figure out things, and I understand that as well. However, what about the other guys that have been there for a while? They don't look like they know what each other are doing. These ones have been playing with each other for God knows how many years, and they still look absolutely clueless, man. Like, Kojo, where do you sit on the whole football? Obviously, you know, we got the 3 points, of course, which is the most important thing. But come on, bro, man. The football's got to improve. Look at the players we've got at our disposal. Wolves are playing better football than us by a country mile. It wasn't even close.
I don't care about attractive or ugly football. I care about winning football. So if your best style to win games is to play long balls, no knock-ons, throwback to Bolton days with Kevin Nolan and Kevin Davies, do it. If your way is to play sort of like Arsenal style, you know that celebration.
Yes. Your chicken is dead. I remember that, man. That was amazing.
If your style is to play the old sort of Arsenal style, pop it around, Ljungberg, Perez, if it wins you games, yeah, I'm here for it. Just do it. But the thing is with United is there's certain
Kevin Nolan, you know, where the fuck is Kevin Nolan now?
He's at West Ham, mate, coaching us to glory.
Is he actually at West Ham?
Yeah, he's a coach.
Yo, Kevin Nolan, man, what a man. That's a guy, bro.
Yeah,
it's echo again, I think.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's fine now. Yeah. Look, there's certain people in that team, no names, that just don't match any sort of style.
Man said no names, and I already know who he's talking about.
I think everybody knows.
Talking about. Tell us.
One of them comes from a nation in South America. The other one is quite close to England. So you know, look, the part of the United Kingdom. So there you go.
Brazil.
Oh,
that's the nation. There you go. So no, look, United have the players to do a lot of damage, but I think what's going to happen right now is, number one, I don't think Ole is going to find the right or more consistent lineup because he has so many options. I don't know how he's going to do selecting with the options. Ronaldo's a guaranteed starter. When Ronaldo's 100% fit, he's a starter. There's no change in that. But I don't know if he's going to start Rashford, Sancho, Pogba on the left, Martial on the left, this guy, that guy. That's where the issue is, number one. That's true. Even though I have said to Usman, I think Usman agrees with me sometimes that we haven't
I've said what I've said again about Dan James. Oli did not utilize him properly.
Yeah, we haven't used him properly. But it is what it is. But that midfield is a bit worrying. It's a bit, not even a bit, it's very worrying. And you know, people can talk about the quality we have going forward, but that midfield is still a problem because Wolves will tear through that midfield with ease. What Adama Traore did to Fred on Sunday afternoon, right?
My God.
Was akin to like, I'm trying to think of the most dominating boxing match I've ever seen. You know when
Pablo Mari.
Yeah.
No, you know when that one, or you know when Manny Pacquiao gave you open the door. Are you opening
Khabib versus Conor. Easy, man.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about Manny Pacquiao versus Ricky Hatton when he gave him that swift uppercut and just left him on the ground for dead. Or who was it, the guy that Amir Khan lost to when he was just sitting in the corner all lost, like I don't know. That's what it looked like, and he basically made him his bitch. Wasn't it? He made him, that's it.
Yeah,
he made him his bitch. He made him his bitch. That's as simple as it is. And the fact that he fell down behind Trincao as well. Trincao made him look like a bitch as well.
Yeah, bro, that Trincao one. Oh my god, I was laughing. Wan-Bissaka thankfully saved his blushes.
Bro,
that was
how do you under no pressure, the ball coming to your favoured foot, knock it so far wide that you restart a counter attack after you failed it, and then when you're chasing the guy, you're falling down worse than Giroud did against Arsenal, and even then he recovered enough to head the ball away. That's how bad you were. Yeah. Wan-Bissaka saved his United career, like literally his United career, because right now, after receiving this money for Daniel James, Man United should be saying, yo, this money, go and use it for someone else in midfield. But instead, he's going to start the next game after the international break. So what's going to happen is you're going to see players walking down the tunnel, and the last two is going to be Fred, and then Ronaldo, you're going to be like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I'll fucking give up.
Do you think Ronaldo would actually accept that, though? Would he accept having Fred start? Would he be like, he's a big player?
Bro,
he's a big player.
At Juventus, they gave him Rabiot, Bentancur, and Ramsey, three similar players in the same midfield three. What choice does he have?
Bro, I'm not going to that game.
The thing is, when people say when Ronaldo accepted, like, why are we acting like he has a choice? Like, you know, he walked into the team knowing full and well. Like, Dan, listen, I love you, bro. I love the fact you support West Ham. I love your bald head. Like, I appreciate you as a human being. But at the end of the day, Ronaldo can't come in and go like, listen, Oli, this is the players you're gonna play in the team. These guys can't play.
Some players are big players we know have influence. Yeah, they have influence. Some players that when they're bigger than the manager, they can say, look, I'm not accepting this. I'm not having. You need to come and make a. There's certain players that have always been able to do that and been able to have that influence. Because if you look at it, who would the players look? Yeah, exactly. Who would the players look up to more, really? And this is no disrespect against Oli, but they're going to look up to Ronaldo and respect Ronaldo more. They're going to respect Oli more. Who's going to have more influence in that direction? You know, and that's Ronaldo. And it's an interest. I was just thinking about this now on the Oli thing. If this was Chelsea, if this was Real Madrid, if this was Barcelona, if this was Bayern Munich, Oli would have gone a long time ago. And for a club that says that they're the biggest club in the world, well, I don't think that's so true anymore. But for a club that claims it, how is this possible when a lot of the world big clubs?
We've got Ronaldo back. That's all that matters. We'll fucking rise again, like the phoenix from the ashes. No more running.
Can I just ask you one question? I need to ask you one question when it comes to Ronaldo. Honest question, because I've spoken to United fans who don't expect him to start every game because of his age. Yeah. Like I've spoken to quite a few who say, like, some people predict him to play 28, 25, 20, like something around that because of his age. Like, you see specifically in the next period, I think, me personally, Ronaldo plays all the Champions League games for Man United.
100%.
Yeah, because he loves that competition. But then in the Premier League, I don't think he's going to play every single game. He might play, but not start every single game. I think because of his age and the situation. Because, like, especially in December when there's 3 games a week, he's no chance in hell he's going to play.
Cavani. We got options. We got Greenwood.
You know, I know that, but I'm just saying from him.
So wait, what you're saying is he won't be starting against us in the Carabao Cup in a few weeks' time, yeah? No, we won't have to be worried about it.
Nah, I think that's going to be bloody Martial, probably. Martial, I think. I don't know if Luke Martial, yeah. Martial will start that one without a shadow of a doubt. Van der Beek probably starts that game as well. But anyways, we don't need to talk about that. But yeah, regarding Ronaldo, I've said this consistently. Look, I understand why people are sitting there saying, you know, that's a stupid signing. I know Indiana's not happy about it. I know David's not happy about it. I know Rachel's not happy about it. All the ex-side people, they're not happy about it, which is fair enough. And I've said to them, right, for me personally, you know, you can say what you want about Ronaldo, you can say what you want about Cavani, but their experience that they bring into this dressing room is absolutely priceless. You can't ask for better experience for the likes of Greenwood, the likes of Rashford, I suppose Martial to an extent, these guys are having to elevate their game. Now they've got actual role models to look up to in that dressing room now, and actual leaders. I mean, Ronaldo's not coming here for a paycheck. If he wanted a paycheck or an easy way out, he could have went to another team. I mean, Man United isn't the club for him to come to for an easy day at the office. We all know that. We're not entitled to win any trophy. So this is not, by all means, he's coming here and you know his mentality. This guy's not coming in to take part, man. He's not going to want a block on his legacy, man. He's coming here to win, man. It's as simple as that. And for me personally, it's a good signing. And obviously I can see the negatives, obviously with his wages, his demands. You know, it can be very selfish at times to understand that. But at the same time, he's like Michael Jordan. And I said this, you know, Michael Jordan, some people might hate him because he demands so much. Like, he'd want these guys to be in the gym 24/7. You know, Pippen and these guys, they might have a different personality. But Michael Jordan, first and foremost, is a winner. That guy breathes winning. And Manchester United Football Club, as Hussam always reminds me, have frozen since 2013. When Ronaldo isn't the guy to allow that to continue, especially with his mentality. It might continue with him being there, but I can sure tell you that guy will do anything to try and win a trophy just for his sake, even for his own sake. So for me personally, I'm over the moon, man. I know Kojo is as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I agree, he's not going to play week in, week out. But that's why we got Money Mace and Greenwood as well. So that is Greenwood. We got Greenwood and Cavani as well in it.
But Usman, by the way, I actually asked Daniel about this because I've seen all of you Man United fans been saying that Greenwood is the real Money Mace, and Daniel said the real Money Mace is the one with the Champions League trophy.
I mean, Mason Mount is the real Money Mason. We know that, and that's his nickname. And I don't even know why. I don't know why we're calling it Greenwood. I don't care though. Starboy Greenwood does the job for me. Gunwood, Robin van Greenwood, take your pick. This guy, left foot, right foot, he don't fuck about. It's as simple as that. He scored from the exact same angle last against Southampton. I mean, against Leeds, left foot, this time right foot. Bro, the guy's 19, man. He's you know, one of Man United's second highest goal scoring teenager in our history. So people got to put respect in his name, and I'm just happy he's hit the ground running. But listen, let's move on to your beloved West Ham. I mean, Cahil's not said anything about Man United, I must say. I was waiting for you to jump in, but Cahil's just posing for the camera, which is nice to see. So his players are on to. Right, let's talk West Ham. We'll come to you first, Lawless, because quite frankly, I only watched the highlights, but fair play to West Ham. You know, they're looking a good team going forward. What did you make of their performance?
Yeah,
Usman,
it was.
guys, sorry to interrupt. I just need to dip now because I have
Yeah, you
other
showed at 10:30. Yeah, don't worry.
See you guys, man. See you guys. Pleasure as always. Everyone like and subscribe the video, man. Like.
Appreciate it. My God.
See you guys.
Catch you in a bit, Robin.
Right. Yeah, so no, the game, it was a good game. It was difficult. I thought we had some really good spells, but I think defensively we just showed why we need Zuma in this team, because Dawson.
So you want Zuma now, yeah?
No, I never said. I said that I don't want him on them wages, and I think I said, look, I didn't see us making him why we should make him the highest paid player. I absolutely wanted Zuma. Like, I wanted Zuma over Milenkovic from the start. But Dawson, as good as the game he had against Leicester, I just don't think he's got it in him to do it consistently week to week.
Gallagher trained him.
Yeah, he really did. Zaha as well, and Ogbonna saved his arse really on multiple occasions. And even Fabianski's been a great keeper for us, but he's getting to that age now where Areola, I think it's time for him to come in. I think if you have Areola and Zuma in that side, we win the game. And it's difficult. Antonio showed once again, like, he is the most informed player in Europe. That is insane. Above Messi, I know Messi ain't even played, but Lewandowski, all of these players, like, the form is insane that he is in, and he should have had an assist at the end of the game, but he missed that. That should have been it. But yeah, it's a frustrating one, but it's one of them. Like, look, at the end of the day, you're not going to win every game. There's going to be them teams, and that's the problem, is when teams want to defend deep and things like that, we struggle to break teams down. We did that last season. We really struggled to break teams down. We have no plan Bs. Look at the bench. We brought Lanzini on, who's been a bit part player, and Yarmolenko on, who's, his fitness isn't there, his legs are gone, he's not really going to offer much. There's nothing on that bench. And now, hopefully, there's some movement coming in because we need it desperately. We need to be able to change the game.
Apparently, one of the signings is it? What's his name? Vlasic? I think that's his name.
Vlasic.
Vlasic, that's the one.
That's off apparently.
Apparently, it's falling through.
Is it off? Are you sure that's off?
I mean, it's not going. I heard it falling through. From what I've seen on Twitter, obviously, I don't know if it's factual or not.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you know more than us. But I from a lot of people in our WhatsApp groups and whatnot have said that it's off. So, I mean, you're going to get Jesse Lingard or what? Because we need to get him off.
So was no, like I'm hoping so. Like Lingard apparently met with Moyes last night, and the talks went really well. But Man United are trying to play some clown game. Yeah, apparently he drove down to London after the Man United game. But Man United are trying to play some clown game rather than get the guy off the books and let him go and continue his career. It's like, oh yeah, let's sign him to an extension and loan him again and try and get some money later on or something like that. Like the guy's going to be, we can talk to him in January about and sign an agreement with him for nothing. So why they think they should be getting 25 to 30 million is beyond me. It's a joke. Just sell him, get off the books. That's what I'm saying. Like let the guy live, let the guy free Lingard. He wants to come. Like, look, he's never gonna play. Think about it. Give us. Do you know what I was saying as well? I was saying this to another Man United fan about Martial. On loan might be a good little thing. I don't think he's gonna feature. Like, I mean, we buy Lingard and get Martial on loan. That's our striker situation, backup striker sorted. And he can play on the wing as well if we need him. I think that's a good. That would be good.
You'd be fine for top 10, to be fair.
Yeah, like because then at the end of the day, look, when you get rid of Lingard and then Martial gets some good playing time, and then you can see maybe if you can get the player back and build his career back up from there or sell him to us. Like there's an option.
We've got a comment here saying Lingard has higher aspirations than West Ham. What do you make of that?
Well, that's obviously complete bullshit, isn't it? Like, let's be real. What's his higher aspirations to sit on Man United's bench? Is that his higher aspirations?
I mean, I heard he's waiting to do a TikTok with Ronaldo, so you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, that's the higher aspirations, isn't it? TikToks with Ronaldo, Instagrams,
I mean, like you want to play with Ronaldo, don't it? Like,
but he's not gonna play with Ronaldo, is he? He's not. He's just not gonna happen. Oh yeah, he'll get to train, and then what? He'll get to like end his career and go, oh, I got to train for the last few years with Ronaldo. Like there's that video up of when Lingard was a kid and Ronaldo's there doing some weird stepovers that didn't even look that impressive. Anyway, I see the video today. I was like, what the hell is this? So he's got that video. Come and play football. But I'm not a hater, but it looked weird. Like if you see the video, yeah, like I'm trying to figure out what the hell he's actually
stepovers, bro. It's hater energy.
They weren't.
Ronaldo hits the step over
right.
You should look at Lukaku stepovers before you talk to Ronaldo.
Wait till I'm gonna find the video. I'm gonna find the video and send it to you guys. But still, Lingard, like I said, he loves the players and the fans. We had a good connection. He felt appreciated. So, and we're in the Europa League. We're building a good team.
Lawless,
so
can I just ask you a question? Because I obviously someone's not here, right? And I know that did benefit. I mean, did want me to ask this question. Was said individual right about the football fans coming back and affecting your performance?
Where is this guy? Where is Kish? He bottled it. You want to talk about? Listen, he's a Spurs fan, and the Spurs fan bottling it is the most appropriate thing ever. Because look at this: fans are back. West Ham are undefeated. Scored 10 goals with fans back at football. Yeah. And he was driving that agenda all through this whole lockdown Premier League season. If you had the fans, you wouldn't be doing this, you wouldn't be doing that. We look better than we did last season without the fans already. Like, we've stepped it up a level and we've got such a small squad. So that has proven that every single person who said it's because we ain't got fans is talking bullshit. It's talking absolutely bullshit. They're talking out their arse. I'm sorry, Kish, you've been proven wrong. You're going to be proven wrong about Grealish being this elite player. He's going to take the L. That's what Tottenham fans do. They take ill L's. So it's just been disproven. Can anyone argue? Can anyone say that Kish was right? That thing was
I mean,
proven right.
I think in Kish's defense, it's only 3 games in. If he was here, he could turn around and say we're top of the league. So I mean, and they're the only team who've got all 3 Ws. So
yeah, but he could say that. But I never said nothing about the Tottenham stuff. Tottenham fans with it.
Yeah, but
yes, it is true.
We've got to have a bigger sample size.
No, but how come what? So if we lose the next game, then it's the fans are back. Like no, like it's.
No, I'd give it at least 10 games in a minimum, innit? I mean,
what? So wait, you're telling me if we give 10 games, all of a sudden, and then we lose a couple of games, get an injury, all of a sudden it's going to be the fans' fault. We've got off to an amazing start straight away, and even Moyes was like, the fans were unreal. The fans were amazing. It felt like Upton Park.
I mean, I'm just saying from Kish's perspective. I don't even agree with him, but I have to play Kish because he's not here. But from his perspective, you can't base it off 3 games. You can't sit here after 3 games and say, fucking, we look amazing, even with the fans, you've been disproved. I know, but it's 3 games though. In 25 games, let's say at the end of the season you finish 10, then Kish was proven right, wasn't he?
No, but how is he proven right? Obviously, there's a lot of
there's a lot of factors. Obviously,
there's a lot of factors.
The whole point is just bullshit in the first place. But also, I just want to ask, how long does it take you man to get home in your city, bro?
It's London, isn't it?
There's literally one bus, 2 bus max, and I'm home. You have 3 tubes.
How long does your bus take though? That's the question. It might take half an hour.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait an hour for it just to turn up.
Oh yeah, by the time it's there, I'm already dead.
London Underground. You always got to jump from train to train in London, so it's long. But it was good. Obviously, I got to bump into Kojo and after the game, and we got to chat about the game.
That picture made me so happy, Lawless. When you come to watch your team lose at Man United, make sure you holler at me in it. So we'll have to definitely link up. We're doing one for the Newcastle game as well with all our lads in it. So obviously, Ronaldo and that. But Cahil, listen, let's get your thoughts. Obviously, you've heard what Lawless has said. I mean, Cahil, God bless him, has just been sat there patiently waiting. What are your thoughts on West Ham's? I don't even remember who you played against. I know it was 2-2. But I can't
Palace, Crystal Palace.
Palace.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to
of course. Of course.
Zaha was pocketed, by the way. I just want to add that last point.
No doubt. Cahil, what do you reckon, bro? What do you reckon regarding the West Ham performance?
I think it was unfortunate. Defensively, they look suspect, which is going to be the big issue for West Ham. I can't speak about defenses, but it is what it is. West Ham, they looked a bit suspect with their current defenders. That's going to be a problem going forward in the league. But in terms of going attacking wise, they look absolutely relentless, especially in the 2 games previously. They've all seemed to buy into this David Moyes project, and it's going well. I mean, the fans are back, and if you're telling me that if you could pocket an atmosphere this season, the one atmosphere I would pocket is the West Ham game against who they play Leicester. They were fantastic, especially when the Sky Sports team just completely went silent and you heard the fans singing. It was absolutely buzzing. Considering
just wait for Viva Ronaldo against Newcastle, man. Just wait for it.
There you go. Considering they got a racetrack around their stadium, it's amazing that you could hear them. But I think going forward, they look very good. I think they could get top 6 this season again. I don't think anything more than that, anything less. But a top 6 fight is something that's very possible for West Ham.
Zuma is a big thing. I just got to say, actually, as well, the goals that we conceded were really shit goals to concede. And just like the Leicester goal, you're letting the ball just bounce all around in your 6-yard box. Yeah, you can't let that happen. Someone attack it, someone clear it, get a foot on it. And we're just letting people, like the second goal, Gallagher's and they're just passing it around and people are just watching it.
That's Vieira, isn't it?
That's Virgil van Dawson for you, isn't it? So
listen, he's looking like Virgil van Dawson of this season. So the Van Dijk of this season, he's not the same.
Yeah, without a shadow of doubt. I mean, for me personally, obviously, you guys think they'll still get top 6. I mean, for me, I'm waiting for the Europa League. I know you've got an easy draw, Well, I say an easy draw, but I would expect it to be an easy draw for the caliber players you guys have got in your team. However, that's when it always gets tricky, man. When the Europa League kicks in on Thursday to Sunday, as I mentioned previously, notoriously, it's always been an Achilles heel in Premier League teams. I don't know why, we just can't deal with it. No team has. Man United just about deal with it because we completely switch our full 11 practically. And even then, sometimes we have a bit of backlash because Bruno and that are on the bench, etc. We still struggle. So I think that's when I'm going to sit and judge West Ham properly. At the moment,
You know what? I've got a question for you guys. Actually, I want to see what you guys think about this. I was pondering this like the other day. It's like the idea that so see when you guys go and play these teams, the Zagrebs, the CSK Moscows, or whatever, right? Man United's turning up, whatever. You got a worldwide reputation, Super Cup, this, that, and the other. That these teams would raise their games against you. Now, I don't know what their perception or knowledge of West Ham is, but maybe us not being on the level of a Man United might work in our favour. Is that they're not going to raise their game? Do you know what I mean?
The thing about Europe or teams in Europe is when it comes to Europa League competition, they take it seriously. A lot of teams in England don't take that competition seriously. Arsenal,
absolutely.
I mean, Arsenal, we cakewalks to the competition semi-finals. Man United always cakewalk because they have the quality to do so. I'm not saying West Ham, but I am saying West Ham don't quite have that quality that Manchester United have to cakewalk. So you're going if you want to win or somehow compete in this competition, you're gonna have to try and play your best team. And
I think we have the quality, but it's the depth. It's the depth.
The problem. And I think that's going to be to your detriment because there are going to be a lot of injuries. There's going to be a lot of hamstring pulls, a lot of tiny niggles that are going to upset the balance at West Ham. So that's what you got to watch out for.
Don't say hamstring pulls, man. I've just Antonio's made it 3 games so far without a single hamstring pull.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Antonio in Europa League to Premier League, that is gonna be a horrid.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be difficult. I honestly, I know you haven't been. Have you been in Europa League before? I don't even know. Actually, I've been a bit. You haven't. Have you been in Europa League before, Lawless? Oh, West Ham. They must have, haven't it? I can't remember.
They finished like 5th a few seasons ago.
They must have, innit? But I just
we finished. We finished 5th in '99, 7th a few seasons ago.
Okay, so 99 is obviously a bit. It's been a while, isn't it? But for me personally, I just think that's what I'm going to really judge this West Ham team. I just think. I just don't think you've got a squad, to be honest with you. I think your starting 11 is very good. You've got a couple of options off the bench. But even then, you even said yourself, Yarmolenko and players like that, they're not really going to hit their world. I think the Tagliafico signing is very good. Very positive signing, as is Zuma. I mean, Zuma brings his experience, of course, Champions League winner, etc. And it just gives you that bit of depth in defence that you're definitely going to need. My issue is you haven't got a striker because Antonio is.
We got 24 hours to sort it out, and that's the thing.
Really,
24 hours.
You desperately need Lingard. I'm not even just saying it because I want him to leave because we need the money, but you really need Lingard because Fornals, Ben Rama, these man, they're doing well in the league 1 game a week. But when they're having to play 2-3 games a week, I'm telling you now, week in, week out, and then they've got the December period, mate, you're going to get injuries galore. God forbid, obviously, I don't wish that upon any team, but I'm telling you, because they're going to need rest. You saw it with Man United, with the big squad we've got. Our players had burnout at the end of the season, like next level burnout. I mean, Bruno that was down to Ali, to be honest, because literally Bruno and Wan-Bissaka never got a rest. But Bruno looked a shadow of his former self. I mean, he was absolutely shocking to the back end of the season because he was knackered and he carried that through to Euros. I mean, you're going to have to rotate these players somehow, and you need at least two.
It's going to be interesting to see what we do in the Carabaos and the FA Cups. I think Stuart Pearce said that they obviously have to prioritise the Europa League, but are going to play a team that they still think capable of winning those games, but obviously, without trying to put too many of the main starters in. But the problem is our first Carabao Cup game is against Man United. So it's like, what do we do?
It's so peak, man, because I wanted to see our second string team get opportunities. But we got coming from Big Ryan. West Ham are looking very good. Without Lingard, I mean, that's a fair point. Fornals has been fantastic so far. He's barely got the plaudits, to be honest, which is surprising because he scored 3 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. And he's basically delivering what Lingard did last season in terms of the positions he's taking up. And I think he's benefiting from the system. But Ben Rama, for me, wow. What a player.
Should have had another goal there, man.
I know
Antonio
he should have.
fucked it.
I've got him in fancy football as well,
At
so
the
I'm
end.
devastated. But Ben Rama is an absolute baller. What a player, man. He's really exciting, man. That's what you want. Kojo, I'm going to pass it to you and then we'll wrap it because obviously I know you guys have done a 90-minute podcast as well. It's a long day. Yeah, so you was at the game as well. I mean, you was on West Ham Fan TV. I mean, you weren't, but you should have been. You might as well just get the West Ham kit.
He weren't trying to get on that queue, man. The queue was ridiculous.
Oh, is it
like
proper
Kojo will
long?
tell you. The queue was so long. We had like 22 people, man.
What? We'll talk about that off air briefly. Anyways, Kojo, what are your thoughts regarding the result?
Because of the defending alone, it was a fair result. Gallagher actually, despite the 2 goals being quite easy for him, he had a very good performance overall. So you can see why Vera's brought him in and why he's performing so well in that midfield. But what West Ham needs to do first is the signing of Zuma is very key. So, you know, they're going to improve at the back line already. Ogbonna wasn't the worst out of him and Dawson, but Ogbonna still scares me. He has these moments where you're just like, it's like the second coming of Jean-Alain Boumsong. It's like him. It's very, very worrying when you watch him sometimes.
But Cahil obviously did.
Boumsong, the guy that played for Newcastle with
Boomsong. Jesus,
yes,
that's a throwback, man.
Yes,
You're talking about Pez 6 days.
No, Boumsong, he was French. He played for Newcastle.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's probably what's it like 2000 and maybe
6. Yeah.
Around that time. Trust me, go back and watch his highlights. They're hilarious to watch. So, you know, it reminds me of him a little bit. You just don't know what he's going to do. And more often than not, it's going to be the wrong thing. He is a good player. And on his day, he's wonderful. But there's just something about him that screams, boom song, boom song, boom song. But other than that, look, I think they need, if they can pull off signing Vlasic and Lingard, then they have a lot more quality going forward on top of what they have. That's very key. I think what's his name? Moyes has the right idea trying to get those two because you have Vlasic who can play behind the striker or as a striker. You got Lingard that can play all over the midfield as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, what do you think of Lingard as a striker or a false nine?
No, don't do it.
False nine and Lingard, you're amazing for Gary.
Don't do it. The only time you can play Lingard as a striker is if you get his FIFA card, one of those special cards where he's like 95 or 97 or something, and you can put him down as a striker. That's the only time you can play Lingard as a striker. But other than that, no. Is Diop injured, by the way? He's injured, isn't he? It's a Diop.
No, he's behind Dawson at the moment, which is like Dawson, because Dawson had so many good, consistent runs. Like, he's still young, Diop, but I like Diop. Some of the fans, he splits opinion. I think that I would like to see him and Zuma together in the Europa League. I'd like to see him more. He's more of a...
Reece Oxford, is he still alive? He's still got him.
He's in Germany somewhere, man. He's somewhere in Germany. Gladbach or
bring him back.
He started really well, obviously pocketed Ozil, and then he just faded away, man. It's a shame. That's gonna be his claim to fame. Like that's gonna be on the quiz. What did he pocket? So it's a shame, but we got a few other youngsters.
But
Diop, he had that great performance against Man United, and then Mourinho was like, he's a monster. I would love to sign him for 50 mil and all of this business. Yeah. Hopefully he comes good.
Yeah, so other than that, I actually want to bring this up. Kel's not going to like this, but this is good breaking news for the transfer window because it's going to be crazy. And it was me, you're doing a stream tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so
I'll speak to you after the show regarding that.
All right, cool. Well, here's one to kick it off already. Renato Sanchez is leaving Lille to go to Wolves on a loan deal.
Wow.
Of course, it's Portugal Part 2. He's going home, bruv. And Wolves and Vieira's doing things because he's agreed a fee of 15 million for Odsonne Edouard. So he's getting his strike, from Celtic. He's getting his striker right.
No.
Medical in the morning. Medical in the morning.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He's been linked to Arsenal like so much.
Renato Sanchez and fucking Edouard. Fuck
going
off.
to Wolves and Crystal Palace.
Arteta, Edu, bounce. Bounce. Get out now.
Bro,
Out.
Arsenal have been after Edouard for so... Bro, that's a bad boy sign.
It's at least 2 years now.
Yeah,
And you're telling me
2
15?
years.
Oh, man.
15 mils, that's so cheap. You know what? He would have been brilliant for West Ham, you know. Edouard would have been... I mean, that is Vieira pulling power without a shadow of a doubt. That is...
So that's a
Norwich
season.
United.
Oh, we were linked with him since January as well. So
He would have been a
We've
very
been
good
linked
signing
with
for you, man. He's a very good striker, man. I like the look of him. But, yo, that Renato Sanchez one...
Renato Sanchez.
I think we're getting Rondon. By the way, I heard we might be getting Rondon. So.
Also,
okay.
Eddie Nketiah's deal has broken down, so he's not going. Wow.
To who?
I think he was supposed to go to Everton.
Palace.
Oh, Palace.
No, I thought he was going
that's
Palace.
right.
Oh, they've got Edouard instead of Nketiah. Oh, no, Cahil. You guys have shot yourself in the foot there. Oh, no. That's an interesting one, I must say. I mean, look, Arsenal, what the fuck are Arsenal doing? Tomorrow's transfer deadline show is going to be so much fun. I can't bloody wait for that one.
Yeah, it's going to be very good.
Yeah, regarding obviously the signings, I mean, West Ham for me, they definitely need 2 more signings, I think, without a shadow of a doubt. As the ones you mentioned, I don't know, Valic, I don't know to pronounce him. The one from CSKA Moscow and Lingard, I think they would both be great additions to the squad. I think you definitely need that a bit more depth. Also, I think you probably need a midfielder. I mean, it's kind of getting a bit carried away, but Souček and Declan Rice, who's as noble the replacement for them. Am I right in thinking that, lad? Who comes in for either Souček or Declan Rice?
Lanzini's actually been playing there recently. Like he's been that one, and he's actually looked better than he has in a long time in that position.
The next station is Beckham Train.
Yeah, Lanzini's still there. He came on against
I think there's
Palace more in like a winger role, but he actually last season started playing in that centre midfield, and he looked very good in that position. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I see. Look like Cahill said something, but his face is froze.
Yeah, no, you know, it's because you're lagging. That's what it is. Right. Okay. Anyways, listen, we're gonna wrap it there. It's been a long day for everyone, including the lads here, because obviously they've done 2 streams back to back. Basically 3 hours now, which is actually crazy if you think about it. But listen, I just want to say a massive shout out to everyone that's tuned in. As always, if you haven't already, make sure you do slap a like, subscribe to the channel, obviously show love to all of our guests. Their socials are down below. We'll start with Kojo and Cahil first and foremost. Kojo, let the people know where they can find you.
Sorry, I want to say, but Cahil's face right now, he's not happy. He is not happy right now because real talk, he's big up these guys, especially Sanchez. He's had Sanchez's back for years. So
I mean, I know why he's going to Wolves because obviously Portuguese contingent and shit. But that surprises me that he's come off a very good season for Leo.
He's so good.
Why would they leave Lille though? It's so weird that they leave like.
But we all know why he's leaving Lille because if PSG's league, man, it's PSG's league. But to Wolves, Arsenal, Kojo, I'm gonna keep saying Arsenal. What you're doing? So take over it, man.
All right, cool. Free Midfield Podcast on YouTube.
Wolves.
SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram. Myself, Kojo Show on Wednesdays on the Usman Talks United channel, and Never a Foul as well, once a month or so, doing some the tactical analysis show. And but catch me Wednesday on the show.
Jeez, you love to see it. Obviously, that show this Wednesday is set to be an absolute banger. We've got some very good guests on. Doing a tactical show, they'll be breaking down all the analysis from the Chelsea-Liverpool game. And, of course, talking about that fantastic performance in centre-back from Rafael Varane, getting an assist as well. Morris, he has now registered more assists than Arsenal Football Club have done this season. But, yeah, let's just get Lawless on. I mean, everyone knows that you are Lawless, but in case they don't, where can they find you, brother?
Done.
Oh, he's lagging. Right. He's lagging. Right at the final hurdle, he's lagging.
Yeah. Am I lagging? Am I lagging? Am I lagging? Am I lagging still?
Yeah, you're lagging, but your audio's fine. It's not matching with your face.
Oh, well, at the Lawless on Twitter, West Ham Fan TV on everything else, YouTube, all of that. I'm going to Zagreb in a few weeks for the Europa League. Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
so. Nice.
Yeah. So we're going to be having a lot of content in and around that. So look out for that.
Yeah, I mean, make sure you check that out because obviously you want to see Lawless's tears in the foreign territory.
The contents of my wallet has just fell down the side of that's only 27.
Go pick it up, man. Bloody hell, what the hell? I just wanted to give a
I
massive
can't.
shout out.
Yeah.
I want to give a massive shout out to Lawless because, honest to God, he had no reason to come and do this podcast today. I mean, he told me he's not home. Obviously, well, you can see, can't you? You can basically see why he shouldn't have been doing it. But fair play to him. He's come through, shown love to the homie. Obviously, he's an absolute real one. Make sure you follow my socials down below. Tomorrow, podcast 7 o'clock. Myself, Hader, and Ty will be chopping you up all things Manchester United, and hopefully Kojo if he's available. But we will discuss that after the show. Okay, Kojo is there as well. 8 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to be discussing all things Man United. It should be a good chat. Two intellectual people, of course, myself and Kojo. Not really sure about the other two lads, but it is what it is. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Spud.